Hi friends, my name is Sydney Nitskorsky. I'm a registered dietitian and fitness instructor and co-author of the book, The Complete Bone and Joint Health Plan with my good friend, Dr. Jocelyn Wittstein. Today's video is a 10-minute workout designed to help alleviate knee and back pain. Chapter 9 of our book goes through common joint pains and some of the exercises and stretches we really like for them. And so today I've taken some of the exercises from that chapter for knee pain and back pain, my favorite ones. I have 5 of them. And we're going to do each one for 45 seconds and we'll go through for 2 rounds. So some of the rounds will change a little bit, variations on the exercise, or go from a right side to a left side. I am going to use a foam roller. If you have one, grab it. If not, you can do another stretch that I'll give you a modification for. All right, we're going to start with a simple glute bridge. So a lot of times when there's knee or back pain, getting the hips and the glutes stronger is really helpful. So bring your feet pretty close to your bottom, head all the way down. My bun's getting in the way just a little bit. Pinch your shoulder blades. I am starting the clock. We're just going to go up and hold it. Okay? Don't turn your head to the side. I just want to talk to you. When we do this first round, we're just holding this isometrically, looking for a pretty straight line between the base of the skull or the top of the spine and your knees. So going right through. You might have a little natural curve to your spine. That's fine. But really pushing through the glutes and through the feet. So for the next round, we'll be moving dynamically up and down. But for right now, we're just holding it. So pressure pretty even in all 4 parts of your feet. Think of your foot as like a little square. So both sides of your heel, big toe, pinky toe. And we have about 10 seconds left here. If you can push a little higher, absolutely do, but not to the point where you're overextended. So just like that natural curve in your back, using your elbows a little bit. Perfect. That was exercise number 1. Come on down. Exercise number 2 is a variation on a clamshell, and we have right and a left. So we'll just do each side for 20 seconds. So get your elbow right underneath your shoulder. We're going to do a planking clamshell where we come up, knee comes up, we go all the way back down. So you can make it sort of fluid. It doesn't have to be up, up, down, down, but this moving exercise. And again, from your spine all the way, the tail of your tailbone all the way up to the top of your spine, you're pretty straight. You might have that natural curve, that's fine, but there's no arching and there's no rounding. Exhale one more time, then do a nice quick butt spin. We'll do this on the other side. And lining your elbow, hips and the soles of your feet up, help you stay in a line. If you imagine like an imaginary line down your mat, everything's on that line. So just using a little bit of oblique strength. Obviously, getting your core stronger is always helpful, but really focusing here on the glutes and the lower back a little bit to help alleviate some of that common pain. 1 or 2 more. And then we're going to stay down here for a plank. That's our 3rd exercise. And then the 4th and 5th are stretches. So 3 strength, 2 stretch. We're going to come into a full plank. So if you can, lift your knees off the ground. And we're going to alternate lifting a leg. Right leg, left leg. You can drop the knees and lift from here. If you need a little bit more cushion under your knees, put a little pad or double up your mat. And it's not a huge extension. We're not pulling the back or anything like that. We're just letting the heel lead the way. Pulling the belly button up the whole time. Hands are parallel. A lot of times people grab their hands and that rotates the shoulders. So I'd rather hands be parallel. And again, drop the knees anytime you need to. That's always fine. I'm always happier to see a modification rather than poor form on the full version. So just thinking about the heel or the sole of the foot leading the way. Last one. Nice job. You can do a quick little child's pose if you like. And then exercise 4 and 5, like I said, are stretches. So we're just going to do the right side for now and the left side for the next round. So we're going to do a little bit of a foam roller stretch right on the side of the leg. This is really an ITB stretch, iliotibial band stretch, which can sometimes get tight. And 45 seconds is nowhere near enough time. You need to do this every day, but it helps alleviate pain. And I don't want to give you a false impression that this is going to get rid of pain. It will temporarily get rid of pain, which is why it's so helpful to do, going over the iliotibial band, but also the glutes. But you need to do it frequently, more times. So let's just do a little bit on the glutes on that right side. And you never want to go over joints, just going over the muscle. I lean a little bit to the side. You can also stack your legs. Perfect. That's it for that side. And then we're going to end with a figure 4 stretch. I love this one. So lie on your back, take your right leg, cross it over the left. So from this view, here's what we look like. And then we're going to pull the lower body. You can thread your hands through, pull the lower body up. So you may just want to stay here for a moment, but you can also start to move a little bit right to left. If you lift your head, neck, and shoulders up and pull in, you'll get even a deeper stretch. The other thing you can do is put this foot right here onto a wall. So you can relax a little more into that and then use your hands to push that knee. But you can also just keep your hands underneath, pull in as much as you can, as much as is comfortable, but a big stretch. And then we're going to do all that again with some variations. All right, let's go back to the glute bridge. Pulling the shoulder blades pretty close to each other underneath you and lifting up and down this time. So keeping that natural curve to the spine and just letting the glutes touch for just a second before you go back up. So it's not a full rest. We're not hanging out here. We're just tapping in the lightest way and then going back up. So you can inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. We have about 10 more seconds here. I really do like dynamic exercises where we're moving through. There's a time and a place for everything, but it's a great way of improving blood flow, especially if you're having back pain. It'll be really helpful. Last one. Beautiful. All right. For our clamshells, we obviously have both sides again. We're going to do a floating clamshell. So rest your head all the way down. No propping up like this. That's the biggest mistake I see when I teach my Zoom classes. All right, knees stay together, but feet lift up in the air. Top knee is going to go up and down. So this is called a floating clamshell. This is in our book. And the bottom, the knees are just coming together and separating. And that's happening because of your glutes. And the feet stay in one spot. So just nice and slow. Let's do one more. About 20 seconds, and we'll do that on the other side. And just take a second to set it up. Get your head all the way supported. Stack the knees, feet lift, and then go from there. Your heels stay connected. You can either keep your toes connected as well or hinge. And the really important thing is both hip bones face forward. So a lot of times I'll see people leaning back as a way of getting their knee in the air, but that doesn't happen because of glute strength. So just keep your hips facing forwards. Don't worry how high the leg goes. One more. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do a front plank again, but we're going to change it up a little bit by doing side taps. We did leg lifts, so we're going to do side taps. So from this position, tapping right and left. So I like these because they're core strength, but they also involve a lot of glute strength. And then again, if you want to modify, same exact movement, maybe slightly smaller, but you're just on your knees tapping right and left. Keeping the hips nice and low and also even. So imagine you had a tray of food or hot drinks right on your tailbone there. Your hips stay so even that you wouldn't even spill the drinks. And these don't have to be big. I'm going pretty far, but you could do 1 or 2 inches to the side. It could be really small. Up to you. 5 seconds left. Nice job. Go ahead and take a quick little child's pose. And then we're going to do the foam roller on the left side. So again, we go just from right below the hip to right above the knee, not going over the joint. And that band of tissue really does take a lot of time spent on it to loosen it up. So this is not enough time, but it's a start. And you can absolutely come back to it. If this feels like too much, you can put your top leg down. This is a pretty soft roller. I have a medium one that is my favorite. The hard one, I don't love. It's too hard for me. This one's a little soft. So the medium one for me is like just right. But you can modify however you need to make it a little bit easier or a little bit harder. And when you get to a spot, you're like, oh, I feel that more, just stay on it. You can even bend your knees. That's really intense. If that's too much, you just stop and keep going. We should be at almost 45 seconds. Yeah, again, if you find those spots, you can even like cross bring your body forwards and back. That's a really nice way to go over that band of tissue. And then we'll do figure 4 on the last side with the left leg on top. And that is it. All right, lie back, cross one leg over. Start here. If this is really tight, this might be all you need to do, all you want to do. If this feels good, maybe you pull in just a little bit. Take a second and then move a little bit right to left. I'd say just a few inches of movement is plenty. And then you can again pull everything in, pull your lower body towards your upper body. You can take your hand to push this knee down for a little bit of a hip stretch. And let's go for another 10-15 seconds. I think these exercises and stretches are a really good place to start. If you're actively in pain, you might want to back off of some of the exercises, but as a way of preventing pain in the future, it can be really helpful. Friends, again, my name is Sydney Nitskorsky. I hope to see you in a workout again soon. Have a wonderful day, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.